into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Welcome to the Vanderpump Rules AfterBuzz TV After Show. This is Season 3, Episode 1, Instafight. I'm your host, Jake DuPree, along with my lovely, lovely co-host. Introduce yourselves, ladies.
Hey, welcome back, you guys. I'm Kristina Zias.
And I'm English Cleveland. I missed you guys.
I know. I feel like we haven't been here in so long discussing this show. But I'm really actually excited about this season. Last season, I gotta apologize to some of you because I was hating on this show hardcore last season. I was like, what is this? I didn't like it at all. But I feel the show has a different vibe. The editing is a little different. I don't know if they got a new editor or something, but something is different this season.
Agreed.
Yeah, I like what's happening. But we get started right out the gate, and everyone is naked on the beginning of this episode. English, tell us your feelings about this being naked.
I wasn't ready for it, especially because I haven't been following them on Instagram or I haven't seen their faces in so long. So to see like Ariana and Tom making out, and then Kristen's butt in a thong, and then who else did we see?
Jax blurred out peen.
Yeah, and just lifting weights. And I kept trying to look on his arm to see, and I still saw a tattoo, but I didn't know if it still said Stassi's name.
Yeah, I couldn't see if it was something different.
Yeah.
See, I watched this episode right after I watched the finale, because like they played it right after each other.
That's a good idea.
So Andy was talking about how they were all naked on the past season. So for me, I'm like, oh yeah, like ass cheek here, no big deal.
It's like whatever, good old days.
Yeah.
Back in the good old days. I don't know, I was just really shocked they would show Jax completely full frontal. Maybe he's going for like a Playgirl thing.
Yeah, who knows?
Which would be smart, I think. Yeah, right?
He should, especially with his new nose, which we'll see.
Yeah. He looks a little puffy.
Does
Is that
he?
bad? I'm sorry. That's really bad. I shouldn't say stuff like that. But he does, because he's usually like so ripped and like chiseled.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like more protein powder. I don't know, but it just doesn't look the best to me.
Well, we know he has his issues.
And he has like 2 girls going on, so it's like that extra relationship.
He's just got, maybe he's really happy. Maybe he's super happy. I hope that for him. All right, so let's get right into the episode because it was really interesting seeing where the relationships have gone. One thing that I want to start off talking about is Scheana's birthday. She's deciding to invite whoever, and Katie is feeling a certain way. I didn't know that Katie and Scheana were having problems. So like, what is this?
I think they're having problems because Scheana decided to continue befriending Kristen, and Katie wants nothing to do with Kristen.
Yeah.
But which I think is weird because if Ariana's all right with it, then like Katie, why do you care?
Exactly.
You know, because they're best friends, so.
Do you think that Katie thinks that Scheana's just trying to keep Kristen around to stir up drama still, or to keep...
I think Katie, and I feel bad saying this, but I feel like Katie like doesn't want like any hate from Stassi. Being like, why are you still friends with them?
Yeah. I agree.
Honestly.
Which we'll get into later, but I just want to make a statement. I don't think Ariana is cool that she's friends, like that Kristen is friends with Scheana.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think it's cool? Like, you don't think, if you were Ariana, you'd be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I would be too. That's just odd. I mean, it's not, I guess if you're super secure and you're just like, whatever, like, I feel like Ariana is that way, but at some point, Kristen is bringing up all this stuff, and we'll discuss more of that.
Right.
All this dredging up all this stuff, and and Scheana is kind of the one keeping her around. I mean, and also she's a part of the show, so she has to be around. So it's like, I don't know.
I don't know. I think Ariana, if it were me, I think I wouldn't even want to invest time in hating on Kristen, because what's the point? It's not going to change anything in my life. You know what I mean?
Right.
So get rid of that negative energy. See ya. If you want to be friends, whatever. But at the end of the day, Sheena's probably hanging out with Ariana more.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that Scheana is the new Stassi, kind of, a little bit? Just being friends with, picking and choosing her friends?
I mean, she seems to be the epicenter of everybody. Everybody kind of not that rotates around her, but that's kind of the terms I'm choosing right now.
Which is funny because everyone hated her last year on her birthday, or whoever's birthday it was. They were all hating on her, making her cry.
Yeah.
Which is not easy.
Yeah. She does like to shed a little tear, but don't ruin those minks. Don't ruin the minks. And then another relationship that I want to talk about is Kristen and James, who we have not met yet until now, like officially. And I was saying this to you too before we went on air. I kind of... Not that I don't like him in the sense of, like, I don't think I'd ever be friends with him, but I like him for the show in terms of causing drama. Because I think he's really going to bring it.
Well, it's nice also just to see a fresh face.
Yeah.
You know, I think they need a little, like, additional characters into the mix. And I think he offers that.
And that's why I'm happy Ariana is an official main cast member, too.
Definitely.
Right.
She adds a very real aspect to the show, and I feel like she's not a very false person. Not that I'm saying that the rest of them aren't, but... they've all been involved with the show longer, and Ariana's new, and I don't know. I just
she
like
doesn't
her.
fall victim to, like, the gossip. She stays true to what she believes in, and she knows, like, the real deal.
Yeah.
And especially with her relationship, I feel like they have such a connection, and even though he is, like painted as the liar, she's like, well, I know my man.
Yeah.
Like, so.
She's like, we talked about it.
Yeah.
Cool. Whatever. It's an interesting, but I'm anxious to see where Kristen and James will go throughout the season, because he seems very young, and
He's
I mean he
22.
is really young. That's really young.
And Shay and him are friends, right? They do music together.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
then
They
that
do.
whole kind of mix is like he kind of has to be around.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's a busboy at Sir, so
Yeah.
naturally.
I mean, I thought it was a little bit of a downgrade for Kristen.
Who else is she gonna date?
That's true.
Outside, because they don't know how to date outside of Sir.
Obviously
Kristen can
not.
find it's Los Angeles. Like she can find
But they
an
only
eligible
see
bachelor.
they only see Sir. Like their eyes only see like I have to date someone here. It's like high school.
I think it's just convenient. You know what I mean?
It's definitely convenient.
Yeah.
And it's a show.
And I think that,
That too.
Tom said something in the mix because obviously he doesn't like James, which I feel like it's really interesting that he hates James and then Kristen still hates Ariana. Like, obviously they're kind of over each other, but there's still some animosity there towards, their new partners.
Well, that's what I was going to move into, actually, because it seems like it's just hard in being on a show with your ex, because it's like you still have to bring them up and like talk about them. But do you feel that Kristen and Tom still have feelings for each other in a way? I think yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
in a way.
I think when you're with someone for that long, then, you don't just like forget about them. I think you still have feelings. I think they know that they did not have a healthy relationship, and it's probably better that
all.
they're not together.
Definitely.
But you still want the other person to love you.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
And
like,
you still
naturally.
like the drama. Like, you like to find out, like, that he's cheating on someone else because he cheated on you and the whole cycle. I mean,
Right.
that's the only... Kristen at least was honest about that.
Yeah.
So...
She was like, Ariana's gonna lose you the way that I lost you. And that's it's just shitty to hear. Like, it's just, it's not in life that you get to see your ex's comments
Every
about
day.
you.
Right.
Yeah.
And like see a private conversation on air. Like that's, I would never want to hear something like that. And I think that's really tough. But the two of them, it's going to make for good TV because they're just going to be at each other's throats, I think, the whole time.
Yeah, I definitely think so. But I think that they'll, like, at least Kristen, I feel like she's going to try and not act like such a crazy around him.
Yeah. I feel like this season she's kind of treating it as almost like a redemption season because I feel like
Agreed.
everybody, once they've had like a bad season, they're like, I'll come back and it'll be a little bit different.
Totally.
I think, and I hope that for her because
Me too.
she has come off crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
Right.
At times. And I would say that to her face.
Yeah, I think we have.
Yeah. And so this Tom cheating scandal, what do you think? Like, what did you think about, first of all, Kristen saying that Scheana's making it all about herself when she tells it to Scheana? I didn't think that Scheana was making it about herself. I think Scheana was just in a place where she was like, I have this information that sucks. Like, I don't want to know this, really. I would rather not be in that place.
Well, I don't think she made it all about herself either. But I think she is like quick to get very emotional about
she's
things.
overly emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, I get where Kristen's saying that because it's not like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know how I'm going to tell Ariana, like, I don't want her to be hurt. It's more like, how am I going to do this? Like, hold all
Exactly.
this information, you know?
It's just, I don't know what the protocol for telling your friend that information is. I mean, I would want to know, I guess.
I think you have to tell your friend.
Yeah, you have to. I would want to tell them immediately.
If you find out something about my boyfriend and you don't tell me, Jake.
If you see something, say something.
Exactly.
Right. But maybe they should have. I don't know how Ariana would feel about this, because maybe she would feel ambushed if they all three sat down and talked about it.
No, I would want to hit Kristen if I was Ariana and you told me that you would just want investigating something that.
But they were going to all three sit down and talk about it with Tom.
Yeah, that's true. Why leave her out of the mix?
Right. Kristen?
Yeah.
But I do think that it's not her place. I don't think this is any of her business. I understand if she were dating Tom and heard these rumors and wanted to find out what was going on. And I get that it's her ex, her recent ex of 5 years, and he cheated on her, and she wants to be look, he's a bad guy. She doesn't want them to be happy together. But really, it's none of her business.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
But
they're not dating anymore.
Yeah, she's just hating.
She's hating.
Yeah, she's hating.
I mean, and what do you think about all the Instagram contact and text and all this stuff? It was who goes to that link? Who is crazy enough to go to that link? Kristen is. That's really crazy. I don't think I could even do. I don't know. I just wouldn't be capable of doing something like that.
I don't know why. I just think it's really funny. It reminded me of the Kardashians a little bit, because they always talk about how Kim is the best on spying and finding dirt on ex-boyfriends, and they're Kristen can find out anything.
I loved that Scheana said that. She's if she's good at one thing, it's good at snooping on ex-boyfriends.
Totally.
So it's
I mean,
give her something.
That's
give her
a
something.
skill. Not for
It really is. It takes a lot of time and patience.
Oh my God. I wonder how that all came about, because that girl tweeted something about it, right?
Yeah.
And then
I think
Kristen
so.
got in touch with her from that, and then went to Instagram and got in touch with her.
So do
right?
you guys think it's true? Do you think he cheated on her?
I don't know. I don't know.
Scheana doesn't believe it. She feels she must have read something more than what they're saying on camera, because for some reason she's still I feel like he got away with something.
Oh, Sheena, thinks that something happened.
So I feel like there's something more that we're not getting. So that's what's kind of leaving us to the point where we're not exactly sure. It might be true.
Something's too specific. Yeah.
Sorry, I just choked. My thing is, where did he get these girls' number? Because he's I hit up these girls, I invited them out to the club.
Who are they?
And then it's why are you setting yourself up for potential to have this issue? You just signed up for something that these people could say whatever. You may drink too much. You guys love to drink. You don't know what's going to happen. Let's all be responsible. You have a girlfriend. If you love her and like you say you do, you're not going to put yourself in a position where you could potentially, these girls frame you. You're on TV. They see the whole drama
Instant
that's going
too,
that's going on. They can create whatever they want. So...
I mean, I totally get that, but I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with them meeting girls in Miami and inviting them out to the club with them. Because I get if you're a bunch of guys rolling into a club or whatever
by yourself,
you want to have some girls with you.
But there's three of you.
Meet girls there. Then you meet girls, and then your friends can meet girls, and you're still playing it cool, I have a girlfriend, but you guys can all hang out here.
We could be wingman.
Instead of hitting up girls. Where did you get these girls' numbers to potentially know how to hit them up to come out with you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess
because any girl, if a guy invites me out and he's in LA or whatever, and he's hey, come out, obviously him and I have something.
Yeah,
We're
there's
not
something
friends.
that's happening.
You don't, but I don't know. I think that they could just be friendly. I don't think that them hanging out necessarily means that anything happened, especially because he did tell Ariana that they met these girls and they invited them out to the club with them. So I think that level of honesty is okay. Whether or not something else happened, that's screwed up. And he obviously has a past where he's proved that he might not be able to be trusted.
Yeah. It's tough for me because it's I don't want anything bad to happen to Ariana just because I just like her as a person. I think she's cool. It's just gonna be hard. It's just hard for me to accept it. I'm like Scheana. I'm ooh, he's had a bad past. He has a bad rap.
Right.
When something comes up, I'm red flag, automatically. You know?
Totally.
But
especially, which we forgot to mention, Ariana's comment in the beginning where she's I just feel like Tom and I never really broke up or whatever she said.
stayed together or whatever.
Yeah, we
Or,
never
started
started dating. We just
Yeah.
stopped not dating.
Yeah.
So it's like they've been talking all along.
So, did
She kinda gave that
is she
away.
admitting that they cheated with?
Well, I mean, they have, right?
That's how she's saying it.
Well, I thought that it was like a oh wait, they have, because at the end of the season they
yeah.
admitted that. Yes. Yeah.
So, like, if he was able to cheat on his girlfriend of 5 years with you, like, what makes you necessarily different?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
in Miami and it's hot and
With
it's
some
warm.
hookers-
and
I
with
hope
some
that
Miami
nothing-
hookers.
I like Tom and I like Ariana, so I hope that there's nothing going on over
Yeah.
there.
I do know that they're still together. I
Yeah.
do know that. So it's like I hope. I mean, you never know. Like, we're not in their situation. Like, we're not in their relationship. So it's like if he did cheat on her, and she's okay with it, great. So
Right.
be it. Like, that's their life.
That's their
Choose
relationship,
it.
yeah.
Pick your
Right.
poison. That's great. But I just want the best for both of them, and I don't want him to get himself in a stupid situation and it end up being like the Kristen
same thing.
situation.
Yeah, because she's actually. I mean, we've all met Ariana. We've had her here. She seemed, and him as well.
Yeah.
They both seem like really good people.
Cool people.
And Tom has like a level head. Like, I like when he argues with people, he actually has substance to what he's talking about.
It's not just cuss words and
Yeah.
right
expletives. You know?
right. And Ariana seems like a girl, like, you don't have to guess how she is, and it's like bouncing from friend to friend to friend. So hopefully they can get past their young cheating and all of that and move forward to like a better relationship.
Yeah. I hope so.
So on that trip, it was Tom, and Jax, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm interested to know what happened with Tom Sandoval. No,
Tom Schwartz.
Tom Schwartz.
It looks like there's something that
going
Jax
on there too.
told.
Yeah.
And why'd they bring Jax? Like, he's the main one. Like, anything is possible to happen.
Because
so you
Jax
invited
brings
these
the girls.
He's gonna bring a trifling hoe around like wherever he goes. Like, that's just what it is.
I'm like, that's just, you are the company that you keep. And
Yeah.
that's where it goes back.
That's
So
for sure
me,
true.
if I'm the girlfriend, if I was Ariana, I'd be like, you can go with anybody, but not with Jax.
Yeah.
Because anything's liable to happen.
I mean, he's gonna ask for trouble wherever he goes. And
Right.
he even said that. He was like, I'm in a good place right now.
Drinking
But-
7 shots still.
Exactly. But he was
With
like,
2 girlfriends.
with 2 girlfriends. But he said, he was like, as soon as things go right for me, it always ends up going wrong. And I was
Right.
like, oh, I just wish, I don't know, because I think he's very funny, and I like some of his, like, dippy kind of qualityness,
Yeah,
you
right
know?
on the
He is
show.
great.
Yeah. But I don't know, I just want him to, like, get it together a little bit. Like, we're a little too old to be, like, screwing around, knocking around mini girls in every city that we travel to. I don't know. I
He's
just
on
want
a
him to be
tour.
better.
He's like a world tour.
Spreading the seed, honey. Spreading the seed. So I want to move on to the Pump opening, and this is really cool because it's a very big deal, especially for West Hollywood, because it is like right front and center.
Like in the heart of West
in the heart of West Hollywood on Santa Monica and Robertson. It's funny because Sir is literally like 4 doors down
pretty
behind
much.
it,
Yeah.
behind Pump. But I haven't been to Pump yet.
Oh, you haven't?
But I had a friend who went to the opening night party, and he said there was a giant fight between Stassi and Scheana where they yell at each other.
Oh, really?
So that's to be expected. I'm really
That's
excited. I was like, exclusive. There it is. So I don't know. Every time I drive by Pump, it looks super busy.
It does.
It looks gorgeous, and in the inside looks really beautiful.
Everything
anyway.
Lisa does, though, is like
Well,
top of the line.
Sophisticated. Yeah.
I've been there a couple times, and I will say every single time I've been there, I've seen Lisa and Ken. So if you're in LA and want to see Lisa and Ken, go to Pump.
Go ahead.
But I do think that it's not actually doing as well as they expected it to do.
Really.
Yeah.
Do they have a full bar? Or is it just wine and beer?
No, they have a full bar.
Okay.
Is
and
it
they have
right
the most
by the
beautiful
Abbey?
olive trees.
Yeah, right in
Okay,
front of it.
okay, yeah. So it's their competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
I mean, it's just an interesting location too, because it's like so busy right there on that corner. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't know if people would go in there.
I think it might do a little bit better because now they're redoing a couple places next door to it too. So maybe when
Yeah.
that opens, there'll be more traffic. You know,
Just like all people like popping around to each place.
Definitely.
Because it's not a club. Like it's a more of a lounge. Like you go and sit and talk to your friends.
and most people go there for dinner. They have
Yeah.
lunch and dinner there, and the food is actually great. I will say though, when I was there, the staff was dumb as bricks.
Really?
And Lisa made a comment being like to Jax saying how her new Pump staff is so hot, like Jax will feel like their grandpa.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't care how hot you are, if you bring out 2 plates of steaks, and they were like, this is exactly what happened to me. I ordered a steak, and so did my boyfriend. We ordered it at different temperatures. The girl's like, I just don't know. It was just sitting there for so long. I forgot which one was what.
No.
I swear. And they were like
Lord.
so cold and so like overdone. We had to have them sent back. They were just, it was dumb. So anyways, but it's beautiful.
And I wonder if Tom Schwartz still works there, because it looks like he got hired, because Katie and Lisa had that conversation.
He got hired for Pump.
For Pump.
Oh, interesting.
But there's that conversation on like the season preview where Lisa's like, this isn't going to work out. So I don't know, but I feel like Tom would be like the perfect person to have, because he's just charming and fun. I don't know, but maybe he's just like,
as your waiter.
maybe he just isn't a good waiter, because I don't think I'd be a good waiter.
Maybe is he a bartender? Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I feel like Lisa says this isn't going to work out, though, to a lot of people.
Yeah,
She's
she
had
does.
that talk
And
with
then
Kristen
they always stay
times.
around. But I hope that Pump does well, and I think that it's cool that she is expanding into that space, because it's been vacant for a really, really long time. And I know that several people have had trouble getting liquor license for that place.
Yeah.
So it's cool that she's there.
Do you know what I love that she said? That Villa Blanca is where you bring your wife, Sir is where you bring your mistress, and Pump is where you bring your boyfriend.
I was like, that is too good. She knows her audience.
It
Like,
was
she
really
gets
good.
it. Lisa gets it.
That's
Totally.
good. Wait, is there a place in West Hollywood that's even like that? That's a lounge? Because usually
No.
all of the, maybe that's why it's not doing as well, because usually all of the places over there are like crazy,
Club, like-
loud, over the top, and like just
'Cause
party,
people can-
party,
'cause-
instead of sitting down and like actually having a conversation.
And I think
with
that's why
someone.
Sir does well, because it's kind of it's still right in the heart of that, but it's just right off of it. So it's like you can kind of get away from it and then get your crazy. But like literally, Pump is right next to Here Lounge and
Right.
the Abbey and like all these like gay places, like really, really crazy places.
Yeah. I will
Yeah.
say that a lot of my clients, though, I say like a lot of gay couples, and they are obsessed with Pump.
Oh, really?
And they're like, thank you, Lisa, so much. We now have a beautiful place to go to. And they like have this conversation with me. So yeah, they love it.
That's cute.
good.
I mean,
That's really
it
cute.
definitely has an audience, and like tourists are gonna eat it up.
Totally.
Eat it up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, wait, can I say one more thing? When
Yes.
I was there was this crazy drunk woman, okay, who was hiding behind like one of the columns of the bar trying to snap photos of Lisa.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, you are such a housewife wannabe. Like, it was, and her husband was just like, give me
Mortified.
another double, please. Yeah, it was
Fill them
bad.
up. But speaking of, we have Miss Stassi back in town, and I will say, the fashion on this season
She looks
already
good.
is looking really good.
Yeah, she looks good.
Really?
Some of the necklaces, I'm like, I could do with like two without two of them. Like,
Yeah,
let's
that's
just do one.
exactly what I was thinking. The
They're a little
necklaces.
outdated. Like
Yeah.
the chunky, big, like diamond rhinestone.
Yes,
stuff.
like this is my bib kind of
Right.
thing. Like but I think her hair looks great, because it was like a weird icy-ish color last season.
And it's shorter.
And it's shorter.
Uh-huh.
I just feel like she looks
mature.
more mature, and she also, there's a different energy to her. Like, it's not the same. I mean, she's always going to be kind of like attacky a little bit, but there's just something that's more grown up about her for some reason. But I think it's because she's actually happy in her life.
I wish we saw her in New York.
It just seemed, it seemed a little ironic. That's like, oh, now my boyfriend got a job here, so now I'm moving back. And
I'm like,
gonna
she
be
came back
on
for the
this
show. Don't even.
Come
She
on.
came back for the
Yeah.
show. Like, what does she have going on?
I thought it was really interesting, her conversation with Lisa. And I kind of get that Lisa was upset. It's like, have the decency to tell me that, one, you're quitting and that you're leaving. Well, I guess she quit before. But she was talking down to her co-stars, saying that everyone's doing the same thing. They're all so lame. And Lisa's kind of like, well, what are you doing? Like, what's going on with your career? Because, like, right now, like, really, what are you doing?
Are your
Exactly.
parents paying your bills?
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah.
So I would like to see more of, like, how her life evolves.
Yeah, and I saw her blog. Did you see it styled by Stassi?
I've
the
seen it.
blog?
I've seen a little bit.
It looks really pretty. It looks really nice and pretty. And I know one of the other guys, the girl who was sitting with Stassi, Katie, Christina Kelly, and the other girl. It's her husband that designed her website, and it looks really, really nice. Like, it's done very well.
The
So I
only
hope
thing is,
it
she's
does
not
well.
doing anything like other people. She's not standing out.
Yeah.
So there's no like reason for me to want to go see Stassi's
Like,
blog.
what's the hook?
What's the hook? Everyone does a blog, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
what
true.
makes it different.
We do. Yay!
Blog stars, but you guys have great stuff and good scenery. Like,
That's true.
Where
and
you
we have a
shoot?
I don't know. So it's like I just want to know what her specific, like, what's she going for with it?
Right.
Like, what does she want to accomplish?
You know whose blog I actually like is Katie's. Tucker and Pat, right?
Tucker and Pat. It's done really well.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's really great.
It's makeup tips, beauty tips, like fun.
Some styles
So
stuff too.
is she partnering up with Pandora?
I don't know. I don't know. I was like, we'll find out. Someone is partnering up with Pandora. I think maybe Scheana's did something with them recently.
By the way, Pandora's like little guest appearances last season were like the weakest guest appearances ever. Like,
And I don't think that we'll see much of her this season.
She's probably like,
I'm married.
Yeah. I mean, she's just not drama like these people.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, stay away. Just stay
Totally.
away. I'm happy with it. But I'm excited that Stassi's back because she always brings the funny little quips and the funny
Yeah.
little wittiness. And I think she's
definitely.
genius for reality TV. I'm just anxious to see where she's going to fit in because she's not working at the restaurant. Like, I know she doesn't work there the entire season. So it's like, what is she doing?
And it seems as if she's going to have some falling out with some of her other friends. So-
Including Katie.
Yeah, exactly.
Which really shocked me because Katie's always been her number one cheerleader this entire season, all three seasons, basically.
I hope we get to meet Stassi's boyfriend.
Is he's on her Instagram?
He's on her Instagram.
Yeah,
She
but
does
I
show
mean
him.
on the show.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I
don't think so.
Maybe it might interfere with his real job.
Like, because it's in New York.
Yeah. But I also kind of don't want to meet him because
Yeah.
I'm like, I just want her to. It always makes me happy when people keep things to themselves, especially on reality shows. I mean, I know it's supposed to be
Yeah.
about your life and stuff, but you don't have to share everything.
Right. I
True.
agree.
Yeah, and it
I
seems
agree.
like they're in a very adult-ish place from what it seems like. So I hope that they can keep that, and not let it be like drama and cuckoo-ness, you know. But it'd be interesting to see Jax meet him.
Right. Or just to see, like, if she is herself, like, the way we see her on TV with him, too.
Yeah, because
You
it'd be
know?
interesting to see like a sweeter, like a
softer side of
cutesy I don't
Stassi.
know, cutesy
Totally.
side of her.
Like her showing that she actually likes him.
Yeah.
Because she always acts like, oh, everyone loves me and I don't really care.
Oh, speaking of, if you actually like us, you can go to iTunes or you can go on YouTube and give us great ratings, give us some good little comments. We love to respond to anything and all kinds of feedback. So give us 5 stars if you like the show, and if you don't, just don't comment. How about that? That's great. We just love no drama. How
Have
about
a
that?
great day.
Have a nice day. All right. So I want to talk more about Stassi, actually.
Okay.
I really thought it was admirable that Lisa really stood up to her and was like, you just backed out of this, like, you just left, up and left. And I wish that Lisa would have punished her, like actually punished her for doing this. Like, I don't want to see you, or say something so that we could have seen like Stassi grovel a little bit, because I feel like a lot of groveling happens around Lisa. So I don't know. It would have been interesting to see that perspective of Stassi, like trying to get back in Lisa's good graces.
Yeah.
And Stassi was just like, I'm sorry, whatever. And Lisa was like, okay. Yeah. But it seems like Stassi and Lisa could actually be like friends in real life.
Right.
Like they're kind of
Well,
on this, not same level, but
yeah.
they get each other for some reason.
They, little news and gossip, I looked on Lisa's Instagram to see like who she follows, and she only follows like 16 people. And 3 of them is Stassi, Scheana, and Tom.
Which Tom
Sandoval.
Sandoval. Interesting.
She didn't follow anybody else.
No one else. No one else from like Vanderpump.
Weird.
So I was like, this is weird. Like, these
Shady.
are actually your friends. Like, this is people.
Shady.
And
I want to
like,
know what they're doing.
barely any of the housewives. I can't remember who, but I can't remember who else. But
Let's
it was
look
just
this up
weird
right
to
now.
see that she followed them 3.
That's interesting that she wouldn't follow anybody else. I mean, I know she wouldn't probably follow Kristen because they do not get along at all.
Right.
Which is understandable.
Right.
But let's move right on to Scheana's birthday, because this is where a lot of the drama happens, and there's lots of happening. For some reason, this whole Instafight thing, let's start off with that, because I'm just like, what is happening? Have you seen Rich Kids of Beverly Hills?
Yes. They're
The editing style is a lot like their editing style. I didn't know if
Yeah.
maybe one of their producers came over to Vanderpump, because
maybe.
it shows that like faux texting screens and
Yeah.
like Instagram things. I guarantee you that those 2 events didn't even happen on the same night.
No.
Like, I would put money on it that
Yeah,
the
I
party
agree.
at the SLS and then the party at Mixology didn't happen on the same night.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
No.
They were like, oh, you know, it's like
And it's
this
like
stupid
this
thing.
is like you're not even enjoying it. It's like, let's go out and have a good time and like not even think about these people. And then the whole time you guys are like
Talking about them.
Yeah, as soon as they sit down. So who do you think is there? It's like, get over
You know
it.
who's there.
Enjoy your dinner, what you came here for. Like, we're having a better time than them. It's very high school. Like, it's very immature.
It just didn't fit with like the flow of the episode. I was really happy with what they showed on this first episode. Until that, I was like, don't make this, like, I know it's produced, but don't make this produced, you know?
And I was surprised that Scheana, well, we saw she wasn't in any of the photos, but she's usually like, it's my party.
Yeah, it's my
And we don't
day.
need to be like Instagramming the whole time. It's like they didn't enjoy themselves.
Yeah, and she didn't care if anybody was there or not, like if the other team was not there, you know? I thought it was interesting that Peter was at the party with Stassi and Katie and not at Scheana's, because it seems like Scheana and him get along.
Right.
So,
But he said he didn't
hates
like Kristen.
yeah. Which is interesting. I'm like, every girl can't catch a break.
No, she
because
can't.
everybody doesn't like her.
She can't.
I mean, obviously they have reasons behind, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She like creates a lot of drama.
I mean, rightfully so, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just tough.
It is tough.
I'd hate to be in Kristen's shoes.
I know.
To be that.
But she seems happy with her relationship.
Yeah. And we get to see James throwing down beats at the party. I was like, okay, live your life. But that's really cool that he's actually toured with these like dead mouse and like big
Oh, he
people.
has?
Yeah.
That's what he said?
That's
Oh,
Yeah.
insane, which is really cool.
And only at 22, like that's really impressive.
He's throwing down beats and Tom's throwing down punches.
Yes.
Is how it goes.
Yes, that's
But
what it
how
should have
does
been called.
How does he tour with these people, but he's a busboy?
We
With a
don't know.
Beamer.
With a Beamer.
We don't know.
Doesn't add up.
Something is off here. I was like, we're on a lease, honey. We're signed a lease. Boop. All right. But I also, I didn't see a lot of Scheana in the episode in terms of like her birthday party. I was like, this is her party. Like,
And it's
where
not
is
about
she?
her at all.
Yeah.
But you could kind of tell when she was going up the stairs.
She
Shay
wasn't.
asked her, like, "Are you excited about your birthday?" She was like, "Yeah." And usually Sheena's like, "It's about me."
Birthday,
She's
yeah.
like all in a ball gown and glitter and.
I mean, we were at her birthday last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, by the way, did any of you guys think it was interesting that the party was at Mixology and that the owner of Mixology was also at Pump and they talked about both restaurants? Like, I couldn't
Real
even-
convenient.
Yeah.
And Mixology's not even that. Didn't they go there before? It's not even fun.
Yeah.
Like
They've been there.
we live here, so we're just saying like I wouldn't go there.
I
You go
mean,
there?
I mean, it's
It's
just,
at the Grove.
it's
but-
just very touristy.
just
Yeah,
very, and just very convenient
Yeah.
that that's where the party was held and that.
He was the owner of it, was there, and like she talked about how amazing he is and all
Yeah.
this stuff. I was like, okay, cross pollination, like get out of here.
Exactly.
It was just dumb. But and I don't want to forget this, but we met one of Jax's girlfriends. I really think she is cute. I like her. I thought she seems really cool.
Carmen?
Yeah.
She's cute, but I can't even tell you how during the summer how many times I've seen him at the Grove with that girl Tiffany.
Oh.
So she like
Damn.
Tiffany.
It's
And
a
it-
little weird though how Carmen is friends with all of them now, and when him and Kristen were getting into it, she's like, "Oh, I'll be over there in a minute."
Yeah.
Like she's like in the mix with all of them. Like after they argued, and Kristen's like, "Well, I'm going to get a drink," and she's like, "Well, I'll be over there in a minute."
I text Scheana this summer actually when I saw pictures of Jackson, like this girl. I was like, oh, who is this? And she said that she really loves Carmen. That she's like super nice and really likes her. And once she hopes they work out. That was at the beginning of the summer, so I don't know what their situation is.
There's
now.
many days between them.
To find out.
No. But that whole moment with Jax and Kristen like screaming at each other at the end of the bar and Carmen in the middle, she was just, you could see that she was like super uncomfortable and she's like, this is so dumb. Like, I don't even want to be a part of this.
Totally.
I'm like, well, you are with the wrong person because he will drag you right in the middle of it.
Right.
Absolutely.
I'm like,
And
you will be
he
messy.
did though. He mentioned Carmen's the only one that hasn't lied. We all lied, and she was like, "Have you guys all?"
Yeah.
She's like, "What,
Well, she
what did
said-
I sign up for?"
She said to Jax, like, well, what have you lied about? He's like, we've all lied.
Yeah.
And she, I mean, you could see her face. She was mortified.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going to go. Like, you can sleep alone tonight. Sorry about it. But no, it was just an interesting episode. And then it all escalates to this point where Tom goes up to Kristen and James. And I'm like, oh, this is not going to end pretty. This is not going to end cute. I was like, why go up to them? Ariana is the bigger person, and she's like, I'm staying away from that. I'm just going to have fun. And then Tom just goes right into the fire. That's why I said at the beginning of the episode, I was like, I think he kind of still has feelings for her.
Yes.
Or wants her to, like, always pursue him so he feels wanted.
Definitely.
I mean, we all go through that, I guess,
Hello.
when we're going through a breakup.
We do. But what I was saying in the beginning is when Scheana and Tom sat down and talked about it,
Yeah.
he kind of mentioned to Scheana, like, why are you still interested in this? And you kind of like that. Like, why is she friends with Kristen? And it's kind of like it's coming from like him and Ariana had a conversation. Like, how could she be friends with Kristen? Just the way that he was saying it seemed like Ariana feels some kind of way about it, and he's speaking for her.
Yeah, it was a very thought out conversation. It wasn't just like off the cuff.
Like they've had him and Ariana have actually talked about it.
Ooh,
so
that's a good
why
observation.
I feel like Ariana isn't cool with Scheana being Kristen's friend, but she's not a confrontational person, and she's weighing out the options that, you know, she enjoys her friendship with Scheana more.
That's true.
Maybe
That's a
she
good
is
observation.
honestly friends with her because for the show. Because
And
like,
I thought
someone
that
needs
too.
to be friends with Kristen
Yeah.
to tie it all
And
back
I think Scheana also probably feels really bad for her and doesn't want her to feel left out. If she's going to be a part of the show, like, she probably just wants to include her.
And I think Scheana also likes to be liked by everyone too.
She does,
You
because
know?
she was that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was Kristen.
I
So.
mean, the two, both the first season, she was the outsider, and everybody hated her and like said awful things about her.
Definitely.
And then now she's in the
And
epicenter.
even like season 2,
yeah,
they were all hating on her.
yeah. So I'm anxious to see what it'll be like with the whole wedding thing, because I was there, so I was at the wedding. It was really, really fun, and I can't wait to share like what I saw and what everything happened. But I will say that Stassi was not there. She was the only cast member that wasn't there. So yikes bikes, it's not looking good for their friendship.
She went from being a bridesmaid to not being invited.
I know.
Interesting.
That is funny.
Well, we don't know if she wasn't invited, but
Yeah.
Maybe
she wasn't a
missed her
guest.
flight because she was in New York.
Maybe.
There we go.
I don't know if she was invited or not. I just will say she was not there. So
Yes.
spoiler alert.
Dun,
there
dun,
it is.
dun.
There's the exclusive, the scoop. But this fight that ends the episode, I wish that we could have. I was so bummed that they cut it off at that point. I was like, how are you gonna just do that to us and like and continue next week? Like that's how you're gonna start the episode next week.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But I mean, Tom kind of was like a girl when he slapped him in the face. I was like, don't slap him in the face. Like, if you're going to do it, just push him, but not like...
But you could kind of tell that's how you know he still has a thing for Kristen, because it didn't even need to get there.
No.
It did, like, it was so silly for, it went to like 0 to 100 real quick.
But I think it also goes a little bit deeper because he was saying that like they were really good friends before, and he said this to us as well, that him and James were really good friends. They used to worked together. They were supposed to work on their music together, and then all of a sudden now he's like dating his ex-girlfriend and like kind of like bailed on him. So I don't think it's necessarily only about Kristen. He probably is just like, you're an a-hole.
And it's also, he gets very emotional, especially about the
he
boys
does.
stuff, because he was like, I feel like he feels... We're guys, like we shouldn't get into this dumb stuff. And he's very mature if he can be friends with Jax again. Like that's, I mean, that's major. Like that's really big that he could, I wouldn't be able to do something like that. But I just think that Tom maybe thinks that James was doing this also to try to get on the show as well.
Right.
Like try to get publicity, which I don't doubt.
Yeah.
Because James came real correct in those confessionals. Like, he was planned out. He knew what he was going to say. He knew how he was going to say it. He knew that what he had to do to, like, what angles he needed to hit, too. It was like, this boy knows what he's doing.
He really
He's
does.
a professional.
He's been studying the show, I think, a little bit too much. But we have seen him a few times in the previous seasons, like at parties and things. So I think he's very...
And he was at the photo shoot last season.
Yes, that's true.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Very interesting. It's gonna. I'm really, really stoked about this season because I think that we're gonna see a lot of shifts. Oh, and I want to talk about this too because on Watch What Happens Live, Scheana and Kristen were on there, and there was extreme awkward energy between the two of them. It was. I mean, Scheana was basically like this to her the whole time.
I'm so mad I didn't see it.
It was
I'm
good.
gonna go home and watch it later.
It was a little juicy, and also there was this really this girl that called in. She was trying to dog Scheana out. She was talking about how Scheana was getting involved with the whole cheating thing with Tom and Ariana. And she was like, "Why would you feel so upset when you were in the same place as her?" And I was like, dude, she is married now. Let it go.
Wow.
Right.
Let it go. That's not her storyline anymore.
I even forgot about it.
Yeah, I forgot about it. So I'm like, wait, what? Did Shay cheat on her?
and that's what Scheana literally dogged this girl. She was like, don't. You're not going to play me on here. She was like, that was so 2 seasons ago.
She's like, disconnect this call, Andy.
Literally. I mean, it was just dumb. It was just stupid. But there was somebody that also asked a question like, how are you going to put yourself in the middle of Kristen and Ariana and still be a friend to both of them? And then Scheana literally, without hesitation, said, "You'll find out this season who I'm still friends with."
So,
And I have a feeling that it's Ariana.
Right. I saw her post a picture today of her.
Yeah, like I missed you,
Ariana,
girl,
so,
whatever. Yeah. So obviously, Kristen has absolutely no friends on the show.
Yikes. You don't think her and Katie are still friends?
Oh, certainly not.
Oh, I
Tequila
thought they like
Katie?
kind of rekindled
Katie.
their friendship. I guess
Yeah.
not. I guess not.
So-
I'm gonna change my prediction now.
So actually, let's move into some predictions.
Dun, dun.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I'm going to predict that that Scheana and Stassi get into a huge fight, and that's why she's not invited at all to the wedding. Like, she's just not given an invite at all. And I also am going to predict that Katie and Tom are going to have a lot of issues this season, and that makes me sad because I like them.
Yeah, they're good.
Agreed. I predict that Katie and Tom have a lot of issues too, which makes me uncomfortable because I see Tom walking their dog sometimes. So I hope that's not true because I really like them both. And then I think that Katie's kind of like going to give Stassi her peace of mind, which I'm looking forward to seeing as well.
Me too.
I agree with both of you. I didn't really think of a prediction, but the only thing that I can think of is what I said before. I think Scheana is going to reign over this season, and Stassi isn't going to get as much time. I think Scheana is the new queen bee. She's kind of knowing how to place all these people in her life for beneficial purposes or drama purposes. So I think Scheana is the new Stassi.
And Stassi, you got to get in where you fit in, and she doesn't really fit in with this group anymore. Sorry about it. But you can tune in next week with us because there's going to be another episode, so we're
Yay.
super, super excited. Thank you for tuning in, and you can find me on Twitter at Jake_DuPree and on Instagram at Jake DuPree and on my blog, weldonwhitetea.com.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Miss Zias and at MissZias.com. And you guys, let us know your predictions in the YouTube comments below.
You can find me always on Instagram at Pink English, as well as on Twitter, English Speaks.
We'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.